Well, here we go on daily reflections for this week, and we're looking at the theme of breaking the chains. And on day one, we're looking at recognizing the chains. And in Psalm 107:13 to 14, it provides quite a profound insight into God's willingness and power to deliver his people from the deepest of troubles. You see, these chains mentioned here symbolize various forms of bondage, be it physical, emotional, or spiritual. And that darkness represents not only the physical absence of light, but also the spiritual and emotional turmoil one experiences when bound by these chains. And this act of crying out to the Lord, it signifies a recognition of one's own inability to break free and to have the acknowledgement of God's sovereignty and his power to save. You see, these chains can manifest in various forms: addictive behaviors, negative thought patterns, toxic relationships, or even oppressive situations. And the chains are often not visible to the eye, but are felt in the spirit and in mind, significantly impacting our quality of life and the relationship with God and others. So acknowledging these chains requires honesty and vulnerability, both with oneself and with God. And it can be uncomfortable to admit that our struggles and that the areas where we need help. But however, this acknowledgement is so crucial for healing and growth. It's a moment that we realize that our need for a saviour and our inability to achieve the true freedom on our own. So let's take some moments to reflect on our lives. What habits or thoughts or situations are holding you back from living freely and fully? And these could be things like fear, insecurity, anger, can be unforgiveness or addiction, or anything that keeps you away from experiencing the fullness of life that God intends for you. And communicating with God through prayer is vital. As you identify the chains in your life, bring them before God in prayer. Ask for his help to not only recognize these chains, but also have the courage to seek freedom from them, because God is always ready to listen and to act on our behalf. And as his children, as we call out to him in faith. Another useful thing is to actually write your thoughts down on paper. And this can be a really powerful tool for processing thoughts and emotions. And as you write them down about the change you're currently facing, be honest with yourself. This isn't about self-judgment or about self-awareness. As you write, you may find that you're able to see your situation more clearly, and you'll be able to feel God's presence and guidance more profoundly. So day one of our reflections this week is about being the devotional, is about setting the stage for a journey ahead. It's about recognizing the chains in our lives, so that in the first steps to the freedom that we can receive. It's in acknowledging that our need for God, that we find the strength to break free from the bonds that hold us back. And just remember that the journey towards freedom is a process, and it begins with one single step of recognition and a heartfelt cry to the Lord for deliverance. So I'm looking forward to sharing the rest of this week as we break free from these chains that hold us back, and we start to see the freedom that God has intended for us to have. So until tomorrow, I look forward to sharing with you then.